Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I will speak about Elon Musk and how he thinks about process improvement and innovation in his companies. So, this is Elon. Hello Elon. And the principles of improvement by Elon Musk were mentioned in this video by a YouTuber, Everyday Astronaut. It's called Star-Based Tour with Elon Musk. And in this series of video, they walk around the campus of SpaceX and they talk about how they think the rockets should be built, how they do it, how the rockets look like, and how they think about improving them. And very interesting things were said in this video. Let me start with a story that was shared by Elon Musk. And it's about Tesla. Every EV, as you know, has a battery cells on the bottom of the car, and between these layers of batteries there are these glass fiber panels. And Elon Musk told that it was a nightmare for them. They spent months optimizing the robots that would lay the glass fiber panels, and it was really difficult to do. So after a lot of struggle, he would actually reach out to different departments to find out if the panel needs to be there in the first place. So he assumed it's there for fire safety. So he contacted the fire safety team and asked, hey, is there a way how we can, minimize or remove this panel? And they said, it's not here for fire safety. We don't know why it's there. We believe it's for preventing noise and vibration. So he reached the noise and vibration team and asked the same question, and they told him, it's definitely not for noise and vibration, it's there for fire safety. As you see, this is a trap, and this trap happens a lot in companies. In the end, they ended up eliminating this glass fiber panel at all, and they could skip the robots worth of $2 million. And these things happen all the time, and Elon Musk mentions several principles how to avoid those traps. So this is the improvement process by Elon Musk. Step number 1, make the requirements less dumb. These are his words. So he said it's very difficult for people to oppose and question and challenge requirements set by different departments, especially if the person who made the requirement is a really smart person, because it's very difficult to challenge smart people. So the important thing he says is that if you have something like that, a requirement you would like to challenge, don't only find out which department made this requirement, but try to find out which person did this requirement. So in a hypothetical situation in SpaceX, for example, there is a requirement that the thickness of the steel plate of a rocket needs to be 10 centimeters. Okay, and maybe you find out if it can be thinner. So they tell you, okay, it's the engineering department who made the decision. But you should dig deeper and find the person. And maybe you will find out that maybe there was an intern 3 years ago who would fill some paperwork, were not sure what to put in. So he would put 10 centimeters. Okay? And that's it. So these things can happen. So always track the person. I had a similar story. Recently, I was about to deliver an online training for a client, and I love using Zoom for that. But they told me that Zoom is not allowed. The training administrator told me that in their company we cannot use Zoom. So I was very disappointed at first, but then I tried to dig deeper and challenge that, and in the end I found a person who told me, it's not a requirement not to use Zoom. It's a recommendation not to use Zoom. So if you need it for your training, feel free to use Zoom. So we would use Zoom, and the training was awesome. Step number 2, try very hard to delete parts of the process. And this is basically a Lean Six Sigma philosophy about continuous removal of waste from a process or product. Just find out what customer values and remove everything else. What Elon says is, if you don't have to occasionally put something back to your process or to your product, you're not eliminating enough. And that was a very interesting idea for me. So what he says is that sometimes it's just normal that you remove something, you remove a piece of your hardware, or you remove a step, maybe a control or a check in your process, and later you found out it was not a good idea to removing it. So you should give it back, and it should be normal way of the process, and it should happen in about 10% of the cases. That's what Elon says. So steps number 3 is simplify and optimize, 4 is accelerate the cycle time, and 5 is automate. And Elon says that his biggest mistake is not starting from 1 to 5, but actually starting from 5 to 1. That is a common mistake. People start automating as a first solution when they discover a problem. And that was exactly his case with the glass fiber panels. He would start automating, later on he would find out that the requirement is dumb actually, and he needs to remove it. So we need to start really from the top, not start with the automation. Automation should be the right or last step, because automating something that shouldn't exist is just not a good idea. And for the other steps, for example, accelerate and cycle time, he says, once again, it's not a good idea to accelerate something that should not exist. And he literally says, it's like digging your grave. If you dig your grave, just don't dig faster, just stop digging, okay? So these are the 5 steps, and it's very much in line with Lean Six Sigma philosophy, which I like. And but I like the way how Elon says it and the insights he gets when he speaks about it. So hopefully these tips will be useful for your company and useful for your thinking and your innovation process. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video.